Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Comfy Org stream. How's everybody doing today? I'm Purz, and I'm here with Rob. Hello, Rob, on all the socials. You might have seen Rob's work as almost all the cool stuff that we've been dropping lately. Rob's been making it, along with our other amazing team of people. Yeah, we've really fleshed out our creatives pocket lately, and we got some really cool stuff coming for everybody soon. So let's I know you've been on the stream before, Rob, but I'll give you a chance to say hi to everybody and introduce yourself again.
Yeah, hey everyone, Rob, creative technologist here at Comfy. Pretty much just in the weeds of all the workflows and everything node based. So we're gonna jump into some nodes. We're gonna play with some LTX 2.3 LoRAs, and yeah, we're gonna do some experimenting today. So excited.
Yeah, man. Yeah, LTX 2.3 IC LoRA is absolutely crazy. We've also had a bunch of open source drops this week. Even today, we just dropped Stable Audio 3. So you can play with that. That does instrumentals, and it's all trained on licensed audio. So you guys can go play with that. And it basically, you can use it commercially. You can use it for anything you like. It makes really good background music. No vocals, but instrumentals. It's great for that. And it all sounds pretty good. But what I'm mostly blown away by is there's a really small version that does sound effects. And like if you just need to make your own pile of sound effects for Foley and all that kind of stuff, it's great for that. Or if you I just need footsteps, or I need a gunshot, I need this, I need that. It's a great model for that. It's really fast, so you can iterate on it really fast. It's cool. Then we got another one, Moge, M-O-G-E, Moge. It's mogging on all the other splat. It's a one-shot splat, so it can take a picture, and then I think it does a depth map, a normal map, a bunch of other stuff almost instantly, actually, and then it makes a one-shot Gaussian splat that you can move around in, like move your mouse around in and look at it like a 3D texture. So yeah, lots of really fun stuff out. But today we're going to play with the LTX 2.3 IC LoRAs. Just a quick rundown before we get started. Basically, IC LoRAs allow you to do edits in what we'll call real time, basically video to video edits. It's not real time in the sense that it takes a while, but it's very fast, very powerful. And you'll see today we're going to go through different kinds of the utilities, but we're going to start with the LipDub model that Lightrix just dropped. And it's an IC LoRA that allows you to redub footage with new audio. So yeah, I'll just let Rob share his screen, and we can just get started looking at it. So you can play with it locally right now with the LTX custom node. And we are updating the LTX custom node right now on cloud, and it should be available within the next day or two as well on cloud.
Yeah, we actually do have it live on cloud. I got a Comfy Hub workflow set up. Screen is being shared. Is that correct? Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, so like Purz mentioned, we're gonna play with LTX 2.3. Their team trained the LipDub LoRa. Officially, it is LipDub-0.9. So if I know anything about naming conventions with AI models, it feels like there's another one coming soon, which will hopefully have some improvements on this. I've definitely played with it a good amount. I have some tips, have some tricks, but we're also just gonna kind of experiment right now, mess around with some different inputs, dialogue, speech, all that good stuff. So let me just go through a quick overview of this workflow, which you can find on Comfy Hub under my creator profile. So if you want to play around with that, check it out there.
I'll link your profile as well.
Awesome, great. Okay, so let's get into this spaghetti. So pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. Load video. This is where the driving video of the character speaking that you want to get dubbed over, this is where it goes. And I separated the prompt out kind of into two sections. One is just like a generic description of the scene and the character. You can kind of play around with that, and LTX is pretty flexible and adheres to small details in the prompt, which you can play around with. But the most important thing here is the language that you're prompting for, and then the most important part is like what we're gonna the text that we're gonna dub over. So yeah, we'll cue this in a little bit, but subgraph of all the LTX guts right in here. This is from the official LTX workflow. It's a 2-pass. There's a distilled LoRa here.
Yes, looks very simple. Yes, very easy, very simple.
Yeah, nothing complex under the hood here. But moving forward, I added a Chatterbox voice clone node because I find that because this is LipDub 0.9, the actual consistency in the voice sometimes is lacking a bit, and the Chatterbox super fast voice cloning model, it's taking the target voice from the original and trying to add a little bit there. Sometimes you get better results, sometimes you don't. Really depends on the input audio. Obviously, if you have like a longer speech from the character, the voice clone performs better. So a lot of these examples are like 5 to 8 seconds that we're going to play around with. But let's get started with this. All right, so I'll start by playing the original video.
These weights ain't open enough for the both of us.
All right, so as you can see there, the audio kind of only starts probably like 4 seconds in. So if we really wanted to, we could probably like cut the first 4 seconds and get some quicker generation times. But yeah, there's a bunch of ways you can do that. You can do that outside of Comfy. You can do that with the video splice or slice node. But let's just run it at 8 seconds. And we're gonna dub over this text. So I think it should take like a minute or so. Also worth noting that these width and height values are from the first pass. There's an upscaler, a 2x upscaler, so the actual output values are going to be 2x these values. But yeah, Purz, have you played around with the LipDub at all?
Good to note, because if you set it to 1920 by 1080, expecting 1080p output, you're going to probably locally. It might work on the cloud, but you probably locally.
Yeah, important note. Got the caution sign there.
Yeah, I haven't played with the LipDub one yet, but I have played with the last one they did. Well, rather just using audio as the modality, sort of the hacked in version. And I mean, I was getting incredible results with that. So I'm really stoked to see what we get with the actual model that's tuned for this.
Yeah. I would say the first tip to play with this model is you want to make sure that the text that you add in the dialogue prompt is roughly around the same length and syllables as the driving video. It just makes sense that if you're writing like a whole paragraph in the dialogue box, that you're going to get some undesirable results. So that's something that I noticed is like you do want to be pretty wary of the length of the dialogue that you're playing around with there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And yeah, it's another thing where it's just pretty fast. So you can just, play with the seeds. I've gotten some seeds with, it's the classic seed hunting kind of model. It is 0.9, or version 0.9. So you'll get some results that may not be what you want, but let's see what we get here. How long are we taking?
Wow, that's fast.
There we go. Yeah, once again, it's 8 seconds. Could
8 seconds of footage in like 30 seconds or whatever that was is just nuts.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with the pure output from LTX, and then we'll play the chatterbox generation.
LipDub workflow is now live on Comfy Hub.
And then the chatterbox. Let's see it.
LipDub workflow is now live on Comfy Hub.
Yeah, so the audio is pretty similar there. The voice clone might have done a little bit better. Let's compare it to the original.
These weights ain't open enough for the both of us.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty solid. How long did that take? Let's check. Like 2 minutes, like a bit over 2 minutes. Might have been loading the models too, but yeah. That's just one example. Let's play around maybe with some dialogue. I saw in the paper that a big use case for this is translating into other languages. So I figured maybe we can.
Yeah, let's try Italian.
Yeah, let's try Italian. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna use.
I'd pick another language that I speak, but I only speak the one.
Yeah, same. All right. Translate the following into Italian. Let's hope that the translation, this is like where the amount of syllables and the length is important. So let's hope that this translation is relatively similar in length.
Yeah, 6 paragraphs.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, we got some options.
I like the middle one.
Okay. Let's copy that.
What's up, Make It Red? How's it going, Laminar Rainbow? What's up, Open Room? What's up, Dr. Jekyll? We know you.
Dr. Jekyll in the house.
Dr. Jekyll in the house. What's up, Moon Duck? What's up, user RQ9CEQ8RB7C? How's it going? Nice. What's up, Enid? Good to girl fight. What's up, everybody? Glad to see y'all. I see a lot of people we see every week. I just want to shout that out. Thanks for hanging out with us all the time, y'all.
Yeah, on these next examples, I have like one more that we can play around with, maybe two. Let's get some input from the chat. Let's get some inspiration and dialogue from the chat for the next ones. All right.
Gibberish. They're asking for gibberish.
Just emojis.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing with IC LoRAs a lot lately, and it's crazy how much we're unlocking. The concept of training one of these is actually really interesting. All you need is what you don't want and what you want. So the outpainting LoRa, for instance, that was trained by simply taking 2 clips and putting a big black square on one of them. and it's like, I don't want this, do this, and training a set of things like that. And that's how simple the concept is. So if you boil down your source material to really reflect that thing, the model becomes extremely robust and capable of doing the thing that you asked it to do. So yeah, it's really cool to see what humans are doing with that technology.
Yeah, I have the we can play around with the Obscura Remova workflow, and that one blows my mind every time, like what you can accomplish with open source,
Yeah.
community trained. Just like, I forget. Ooh, should find out who did that.
That one, actually, I forget too. I can look it up.
By Wepe Nerd or Wep Nerd. Shout out Wep Nerd for that.
Hell yeah. You can train this stuff on rented GPUs too. You don't have to go like crazy, but the LTX 2.3 LoRas, as far as I understand, do require more VRAM than maybe like a 5090, but I think you can rent a 96 gig GPU for like $2 an hour or something. So, you know, if you want to train something, it's totally possible.
All right, let's check out this Italian cowboy.
Il flusso di lavoro LipDub è ora disponibile su Confi Hub.
Perfect.
Il flusso di lavoro LipDub è ora disponibile su Confi Hub.
I'm sold. I'm
No
going to the URL now. No notes. Yeah.
No notes. Okay, let's see. I got some other inputs that we can load up.
I always love seeing people's input folder. It's just like, it's just always just a pile of insanity.
Yeah, okay, let's try this one. So a couple things to know with this input is it's only 3 words and there's quite a pause. So I'll be interested to see how the model handles that.
This is Convi. This is Convi.
Okay. This is comfy.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I really should have just like threw in the all caps when I was prompting C dance for that. Or exclamation marks to get
the character is extremely excited.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Let's see. What if we prompt yelling in a deep, grizzled accent? Or let's see, raspy maybe. In English, pausing between each word.
Chat says in a Spartan cadence.
Oh, let's do that.
Spartian? I like Spartian.
Spartian. I don't know if this is. Oh,
I don't think that's a term.
let's see how LTX handles mystery tokens. Okay, what should we do? This is comfy. We got anyone in the chat got any ideas? Purz maybe.
I love sushi.
Nice. I love sushi. Okay, let's run it.
The latent space is very big. The latent space moves in many, many dimensions. That makes it much, much larger than our little brains can imagine. Blowing up the moon with their Spartian 32 space modulator. Yeah, Open says so. Basically, you can train video editing LoRa's, but it's probably a lot of compute to train. It's not as much as you'd think. It's more than you'd think, but it's not as much as you think. It's possible. Is what is my point? Like, it's not something that only companies can do. It's something that you can do too. So, if you have an idea for one, another cool thing to do would just to be prepare the data set and then go to Banadoko and see if anyone wants to collab. Some people have compute, but they just don't have a good idea right now. They might want to collaborate with you on a really cool IC LoRa. So the real skill is honestly building these data sets. So once you have some data sets, then you have some cool stuff to think about training on.
All right. That was speedy. Let's see how the model handled this.
Spartan, I should a sushi.
Okay, well, definitely a fail on this.
Spartan, I should a sushi.
Huh. It was the Spartan.
Yeah, we've ruined it.
It was the Spartan cadence. Let's just keep it even more simple. Let's see a brief pause between each word. He says, maybe, let's see. And we also gotta add one number to that.
Make It Rad has a good point here. You can use agents to do this kind of data set preparation, things like that. It's probably going to be better at it than you are, myself included. I'm not very good at it either.
Yeah, I know there's a Python library called PyScene, which is really good at kind of cutting out different scenes from like a long clip. And I guess that's probably a good first step to trying to put together a video data set. I've never done it personally. I can only imagine how much effort, curating a good video data set is, just like compared to an image data set.
Yeah, there's also in Resolve now, which is free to download, DaVinci Resolve Video Editor. There's a thing that'll let you actually just it'll go in and auto chop all the scenes for you. Then you can export all those scenes as MP4s or whatever. So it's also possible to do that, or then you have them all on the timeline and you can just pick your clips and then export them all and stuff like that. So there's lots of ways to chop up footage like that, and there's lots of really cool ways to do it.
All right, take two.
I love sushi. I love sushi.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? And the chatterbox.
I love sushi.
I believe him. I believe him.
I love sushi.
Yeah, I get it.
Sing performance.
I'm in. Yeah, I'm in.
So yeah,
Sold.
in this example, you can kind of tell the chatterbox voice cloning. It's adding a little bit more consistency to the original voice there. But yeah, I guess that handled it pretty well. Keeping the prompt simple. I mean,
yeah, not using words that don't exist. That helps.
Yeah, that typically, better results with real words. Add some periods at the end there. So, yeah, should we do one more different clip? Do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do another clip then. All right, maybe. Let me see this. I think I have a newer clip. Okay. All right, let's check this out.
Chat, let me know. Are these fire or are these fire? Chat, let me know.
Okay. Went for like a Twitch live stream. Gen Z. I literally prompted like Gen Z slang.
Yeah, comfy, no cap. A modicum of cap.
And sitting in a bedroom holding a shoe.
I don't even like this shoe.
Because of this. So yeah, what does he say?
Are these fire or are these fire? Chat, let me know. Are these fire or are these fire?
Okay, what are we thinking here? Chat, let me know.
Chat, let me know how cooked are these shoes?
Let's see. How about Purz? Let me know.
Someone in the chat says talk about how much the shoes stink.
Are these stinky? Or are these stinky? Okay, let's see how it does when we have like a very similar, dub. We're just changing a few words here. So
Right on. While this is running, I think Gwindor here just joined. Do you want to just do a quick re-explanation of the workflow? Because we're like about half an hour in.
yeah. So quickly just running over the workflow. The green nodes are for your input. Pretty much it's a LipDubbing workflow. So yeah, the driving video is going to get dubbed over with the text from this prompt input. Right here, we have the bulk of it. This is a subgraph, and pretty much all you have to worry about is right here. Really only the width and height. You want to match that up to the aspect ratio of your driving video. And a quick note on the width and height is the output of video is going to be 2 times what you input. So 960 by 544 is going to get you a 920 by 1088 dimension output. So just keep that in mind. Do not have the width and height too large. It will definitely So yeah, this subgraph is the default from LTX. They provided a workflow. It's a 2-pass distilled. They got the, classic, where is it? The spatial upscaler. So they're doing the first pass in a lower resolution at that 960 by 544. All of this beautiful nodes. Not going to go into this now. Trust me, I know what's going on though. It's
I assure you, I know what's happening.
Promise. But yeah, then all you really got to worry about is this output and then this output. This output has the Chatterbox voice cloning model, kind of cloning the voice to try and make it sound more similar to the driving video. That's it in a nutshell. All right, let's check out if these are stinky shoes.
Purz, let me know. Are this stinky or are these stinky? Purz, let me know. Are they?
Oh. All right. Let's check with the voice.
Purz, let me know. Are this stinky or are these stinky? Purz, let me know.
That's
Are
a
this
lot closer.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of a mispronunciation, and I messed up there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love that when it
Wow.
it's actually you. I've done that before too. Where you just mistype one word.
Are this stinky? All right, let's try one more time on this.
Yeah, we can get it.
Okay.
This was really impressive, actually.
Yeah, these are 5-second clips, and on a RTX Pro 6000, we're getting them in 100 seconds, so quite fast.
Can you store the intermediate state and batch the thing so that you are having the model consistently in VRAM? They do that a lot in the back end. Kijai and Comfy and a bunch of other back-end engineers are working hard on doing all that model offloading stuff in very intelligent ways to make it so that you can do more on less VRAM. some of the stuff you'll see that Comfy's working on doesn't necessarily benefit the people with 32 gig cards. A lot of the stuff that we've been working on lately for the back end is benefiting people with like 8 gigs and 12 gigs because it's allowing them to use models that are sort of punching above their model weight, their VRAM weight. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff still to come there. And yeah, we're trying to take care of people who don't necessarily have, 4090s and 5090s because they're extremely expensive video cards. We want everybody to be able to play,
Purz, let me know. Are these stinky or are these stinky? Purz, let me know. Are these stinky or are these stinky? Purz, let me.
You know what? You could also mix this with the new stable audio model and like throw background music in behind it, and you wouldn't even know. Like it would sound fine. I think like there's a whole pipeline to UGC here. If you are thinking about this kind of thing from a marketing or advertising perspective, this is a great way to just invent people and have them say what you need them to say. For like TikTok videos, selling Temu stuff, whatever your drop ship scam is, this could probably help with it. We're out here giving drop ship scamming advice in 2026. No, but honestly, it's actually a really good way to make user generated content. It's a very popular thing now to sort of help brands legitimize and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely one thing to consider because all these workflows that Rob's showing you can be boiled down to API calls. So like all this stuff can be agentically run and built into your own pipelines for exploration and things like that. So, you could whack together videos of people saying something and then just pick the best 51s and go post those and things like that. So yeah, there's lots of interesting pipelines here just from these the seemingly one-shot workflows can be combined into like massive pipeline.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the results from this I think are probably the best. I want to believe just because the actual dialogue is like has way more similar cadence and words as the driving video. So I think it definitely excels with those minor tweaks that you want to make to the audio. If you just want to change a few words or just, create some variations, in my testing, like this is kind of the way to get as close to a one shot, having to kind of play around with the seeds and everything. So yeah, no, it's definitely a fun model to play around with. And I'm sure Light Rix is cooking up some new stuff. So I'm excited always for the upgrades.
Yeah, they're always working on something crazy. They also have the HDR LoRA, which we can't even show off really well yet because we don't have the ability to preview the EXR files on cloud. But the HDR LoRA exists, and you can go out there and make stuff in that color space as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, should we kind of switch it up? I have the Obscura.
Yeah, let's check that out.
Let's check this out. All right. So I'll quickly just once again give a quick run through. Pretty similar. I mean, you can see there's a load video. Let's make this green, nice and green. This is your driving video. Pretty much what this LoRa does is you prompt for an object that is in the foreground and it will just seamlessly remove that object. So in this example, you can see we have this glass kind of blocking, distorting the view of the hands, and we're going to try and get that to get removed. Quick note on this LoRa is that the LoRa author suggests starting at 1.3. So definitely a bit higher than what you'd kind of, try with usually 1. 1.3 typically gives good results. But if you have something more complex, whether it's just like a lot of stuff in the foreground, you can even bump it up to like 1.8, and it definitely improves quite a bit. So kind of want to mess with the LoRa strength on this model, but let's check it out.
That's pretty universal. A lot of these IC LoRAs, they're very reactive to strength. So if something isn't working at one, you can play with it, go up or go down, play with the strength on these things.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, let's watch the input to see what we're working with.
Just for the YouTube sensors, that's a lovely glass of iced tea.
Yes. A lovely crystal glass of iced tea.
I like to drink iced tea classy like.
Two ice cubes, no more, no less.
I like those circular ice cubes, you know, the just the nice ones.
Yeah. So yeah, let's actually, why not? Oh. Yeah, I definitely know what's going on here. No, this one's definitely more straightforward. This is not a 2-pass. So it's different from the other workflow we just showed. This is, you're going to generate at the resolution that you want. So right here, 1280 by 720, 25 FPS, and it did not work. So
This does happen.
But what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep the seed the same, and let's just bump this up to 1.75. I have a good feeling about this number.
It just removes the piano. Can you remove one finger?
We can try.
Get rid of his ring.
Remove one finger from his left hand and add that finger to his right hand. There's probably a LoRa for that.
Yeah. Quite possibly. There's a LoRa for that. I can't believe how fast this is.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that 80 seconds, 79 seconds for a 4-second clip. Yeah, when this LoRa works, it's crazy.
Yeah, it feels like magic.
All right, and there we have it. The glass is still there. Okay, last try at the same seed, and we're bumping up the strength to 2.
This is why we do this live. It's no fun if we just show you stuff that's going to work for sure.
Yeah, no cherry-picked results here.
You definitely can't claim that we're cherry picking the results.
And I have tested this input, so I know it works. I know it's possible.
Could be the seed. Have you changed it?
No, I haven't. But yeah, let's get a run immediately after.
Oh, that's interesting. User RQ9Z Q8RB7Z says maybe say remove the crystal glass from the lower right.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. 2.
All we needed was to bump up that LoRa strength. So.
Yo, look at that! No distortion.
Pretty
Come
good.
on.
Oh, no audio in that.
Probably just have to pass it.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Well, it's running again, but I got another that we can play with. This one blew my mind.
Oh no.
This is a 10-second clip, so this will take a bit longer to. I mean, honestly, I could just slice it.
Yeah, if you need to trim a clip, I said this earlier, but video slice is good. You can also slice a batch of images too. So, I ran into something recently where I just had to remove the last image from a batch because I wanted to interpolate a loop. And if you interpolate a loop, it repeats the first frame and you get a blip in your interpolation. There's also a batch slice, or I think it's image slice. Same concept. You just say, I want images 0 to 239 of a 240 frame video, and the same thing happens. So slice is usually the term for grabbing a section of something.
All right, and here, forgot width and height need to be changed because we're at a different aspect ratio here. Prompt, very simple, remove the white curtain from the foreground.
I can't believe how good it did that glass.
Yeah.
I also can't believe it did nothing at 175, but it was fine at 2.
Yeah, no, it's like very receptive to the strengths. So I think, yeah, with this model and like you mentioned, other IC LoRAs, the strength, it's worth messing with it. But yeah, let's actually check this. Let's check this image or this video.
I think there's a cat behind that curtain. I'm not sure. We'll have to use an IC LoRA to find out.
Yeah, and we got it still at 2. Let's check out if it works. But yeah, this workflow will also be live on my profile on Comfy Hub. That should be live very soon. It's not out yet, but that's coming soon.
Once it's up, I'll put it in the description also of this video. So in the future, when you're watching this, it'll just be in the description below. Say hello to the people in the future, Rob.
Like and subscribe.
That's really going to trip somebody out when they're watching this in a year. You say their name.
Oh, I know what happened. All right, well, let's check out what we got here. Oh, there's some horror.
Yikes. It's cool, though.
Yeah. The pupils.
Is the strength still at 2? Yeah, maybe
still at 2. And I actually forgot to mention the stitch direction is for this side-by-side node. And yeah, obviously, if you're stitching 2 9:16 aspect ratio videos downwards, it's just a weird aspect ratio. So you're going to want to move this to right or left. Yeah, let's bump this down. Let's just try 1.5. Let's try a different seed. And yeah, definitely you can kind of see like the fur, everything got darker. But it removed the curtain though. It accomplished its task in some way.
Someone in the chat asked what an IC LoRA is. Basically, a normal LoRa is just trained on a bunch of stuff, and then thinking of each item as a single piece in a bucket of things. But an IC LoRa is trained on 2 or more pairs. So it would be like each image has a partner that shows the difference between the 2 things. So be that a video or an image. And the point is you're making a comparison or showing it what to do when it gets this type of input, how to change it into the other type of input. So it's almost like adding a second column to your training data. It's a way of thinking of it. It basically lets you exert control over your video. Oh, wow. I think you did it. I mean, just because the cat's staring into our soul doesn't mean he's not cute.
And the side by side.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This feels like we shouldn't have it, like technology we shouldn't have.
It like gets the proportions of it. Like you can't see the cat at all. In this
Yeah, exactly. There's no gap.
Yeah, it's just this LoRA is so impressive. A lot of fun, works very well. Yeah, very simple too. This workflow will be live very soon. And then yeah, Purz, I mean, I got one more we can run through. I know you have one that you kind of want to.
Yeah, go for it. I'll do my last.
Yeah, this one's, as the name implies, remove subtitles. Let's just.
Yo, chat, be real. Are these not the sickest kicks you've ever seen? Yo, chat, be real.
So yeah, big subtitles at the bottom. This LoRA will remove them. Same thing. We're starting at 1.2, so let's just play around with that as a default for now. I tested this model this LoRA decent amount. Strength 1 typically works. If you have it at strength 1 and the subtitles aren't in the exact like first frame, maybe the subtitles only appear like a second into the video, it will usually fail. So that's when you want to bump up the LoRA strength.
So it does a better job when you've got at least one subtitle in your first frame.
Yeah, exactly. Or just like very, there's probably a couple frames at the beginning with no subtitle, and then.
Yeah, so you could always trim it to that first frame too if you're having trouble.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure. Someone in the chat asked what the minimum VRAM is for this. I'm not actually sure. There are a lot of like GGUF quantizations of LTX 2.3 to get you down and down and down. So I would go on Reddit and just type in like LTX 2.3 IC LoRA low VRAM workflow. And, just look for the most popular post. Somebody will have, like a basic guide on sort of what models will fit into your VRAM, and then you can go on from there. The trick is knowing how much VRAM you have and knowing what size of the model quant that you can fit into your VRAM. And then the rest is just a game of trying to fill the cup before it overfills, basically.
Yo, chat, be real. Are these not the sickest kicks you've ever seen? Yo, chat, be real. Are these not the sickest kicks you've ever seen?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And like it even gets like the text of
underneath. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just insane. So really good utility LoRA here, removing subtitles. There's also one for removing a watermark. We'll have all of these on cloud very soon.
Yep.
So
remove watermark. There's de-blur. There's de-motion blur. It'll get rid of motion blur.
Restoration, I think.
Yep. Colorize, de-interlace. If you got interlaced footage from old school cameras and stuff that looks all janky, you can de-interlace it. That's great for restoring. There's a lot of restorative ones. And the upscaler. The upscaler looks incredible too. It's funny. I never thought that an IC LoRa would be a way to upscale something, but it actually worked really, really well. Yeah, I don't know. New modalities every day.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Well, those were the main three that I wanted to showcase that I've been playing around with, and I'm sure everyone out there can find some. The thing with these workflows too, it's just so easy to plug and play, especially when you're on cloud and don't need to worry about fitting everything into some VRAM. But yeah, pretty much one-click workflows. Prompt stays the same for the most part, and just give it a couple spins. That's really all there is to it.
Yeah, so this is a LoRa. This is the Googly Eyes LoRa. What it'll do is it will go in and so let me pull up there we are. Yeah. So I've done the entire clip here, but basically it'll take my input footage and then give me googly eyes. You can do this with any input footage. And yeah, that's just one of the many IC LoRAs available. There's one that makes everyone fat. I believe it's called body positivity. There's one that, and in fact, the strength on that one makes everyone fatter. So like the higher the strength, the larger they are. Yeah, there's just a bunch of them. The outpainting one works really well. Being able to basically just video outpaint is great. I'm just going to show you all how to basically access this stuff. If you just go to Comfy Hub, it's comfy.org/workflows. Sorry, I need to share my other tab here. All right. So if you go to the Comfy Hub and you look for LTX 2.3, one of mine is anime to real. This is one of them. It'll convert anime to realism as much as it can. But you can use this workflow to access all the IC LoRAs. So you can just try on Comfy Cloud or download the workflow, grab that, and then I'll just switch back over to Comfy. Replace stomp. Okay, so that workflow when it comes up will look a lot like. I'll just grab it. It'll look a lot like this. It may load into app mode. You can just use it that way if you want, or you can click this little button in the top left here to bring you back to the graph. So this workflow is just an IC LoRa workflow in its entirety, and you can switch out the IC LoRa right here in the LoRa drop down. So you can try all the different ones here. They're all listed, and basically, if it doesn't do anything on your first run, all you have to do is go to the corresponding Hugging Face page and see if there's a trigger for it. Some of them have triggers. And yeah, explore, have fun. There's the remove subtitles one. They're all in here. Googly eyes. And then there's a bunch of text to image ones as well by VR Game Dev Girl 84, Cozy Felt style, Pixar Tune, Fantasy Painterly style. These are all for restyling text prompts. So these are really good when you don't have input footage and you want to start with just a thought or a prompt. So you can use those as well. And yeah, all the restoration ones are here as well, and they all work the same. You just drop them in right there, set your strength, and if there's a prompt, there's a prompt, and if not, and set your target res and hit go. And please explore, have fun. These LoRAs are incredible, and we are in a brand new age of bonkers functionality. Thanks, friends, as always, and thanks, Rob. That was really awesome, man. Really cool to see all this stuff in depth and how it all works. We'll be back next week. I don't know what we're going to be into. Maybe we'll be playing with Gemini Omni if we have access by then. I played with it a bit. It's really cool. I think everyone thinking that it's going to be better than CDance might have missed the point of the model. It is a world model with a video interface. So you're making videos from a world model which means it's going to be a lot better at editing. It's going to be a lot better at understanding physics and that kind of stuff. So go look at the examples people are doing on X, where they're taking footage with their phone and then running it through and changing it up and changing things. I saw one where, someone made their laptop screen completely glass so you could see through it, and it still had the stuff on the screen, but you could see all the stuff behind it as well. So things like that. It's an interesting model, and there's a lot there that we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of yet.
Yeah, video editing for that model, from what I've tested, it's definitely state of the art. It's so good at just making small tweaks and kind of, retaining the driving video that you use for the video editing capabilities. So beats CDance in that. I mean, CDance is just pretty expensive, so it's like,
yeah, and you get incredible results, and it's great at reference, it's great at all that stuff, but there's always room for a new modality. There's always room for these companies to fight with each other because we win. So looking forward to it in depth on that as well when it comes out. And we'll also just try to get back to some more open source stuff as it drops. Should be some new open source stuff next week. That's all I can say about that.
You could definitely, someone's definitely going to use some of those Gemini Omni video editing capabilities to create a data set for some IC LoRAs, because
that's a really good idea.
I
didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Well, time to go get a Google Ultra AI plan.
Yeah, true.
All right, I'll go train 10 LoRAs. That's what we'll cover next week. All right, friends. Thanks so much. Thanks again, Rob. And we'll get you on the stream more often, man. I loved this.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Have fun, everybody. Enjoy exploring Comfy, and we'll see y'all really soon. Bye-bye.